Hello everyone, welcome back. Welcome to spring. As you can see, it's a nice beautiful spring day. Levi is working with his bottle calf, fooling with him with the halter, and we're just doing some feeding. So anyhow, not a whole lot of tillage or farming going on today for obvious reasons, but one thing I was going to talk to you today about was some issues that we're facing as vegetable growers, and that will be some of the regulations, fresh produce regulations that have come down in the past couple of years, and some of the issues that we're facing now, in markets. So basically, the Food Safety and Modernization Act of 2012 places some regulations on the fresh produce industry. Good Agriculture Practices, GAPS, has been a voluntary program that's been in place for a while, and basically what that is a guide to minimizing the risk of microbial contamination in fresh produce, fruits and vegetables, if you will. And that's been in place for a couple of years. And what we run into is, as with a lot of things in farming and agriculture, I think it was John F. Kennedy quoted, "Farmer buys everything retail, sells everything wholesale, and pays freight both ways." And that's kind of what we're running into again, whether it be large farmers, small farmers, or whatever. Those costs are passed on to the farmer. So what you get is a smaller profit margin on the farm level. The retailers, the wholesalers, and brokers and various other things, they're going to pay the same price for it, even though the input costs have gone up. And that gets into an issue of, makes it a little more difficult for you to do. There's a high cost of cheap food in this country, and that's part of it. Now, is it enough to put you out of business? Well, it depends upon your operation and your markets and things like that. But the last couple of days I've talked about starting a small farm and various things, and that's something you need to be aware of if you're getting into it. Is the third-party GAP audits and there's various ones, depends on what you're doing, crops you're growing, various things that go into it. But USDA's got a website, food safety or a GAP website, I don't know which it's called. Put the bucket in the back. And Levi's got the water bucket for the calf, but they have a lot of information on there about it. So if you're getting into vegetable business and stuff, something to look at. One thing that it can help you do is if you're competing for markets with growers that are not doing the GAP certification or compliance or whatever, if you go ahead and follow through with that, then it can give you an advantage. But it may not be something that is feasible for your operation. So need to take a look at it. But there's a lot to it. There's a lot. There's a lot to the system. How it pertains to your operation may or may not be all that much. But so government regulations, are something else that you have to contend with. You have to contend with market prices, the weather, various other things. Now, I don't want to sound discouraging to anyone. It's just part of doing business in the day we live in. And get creative about your operation is creative and diversify, and good luck with it. But part of our operation is depending on the market, we may have to GAP certify part of it. It just depends if the market demands it. If you want to sell it, you'll have to do it. If not, then you may not have to if you fall under the exemption rules for FSMA, which is Food Safety Modernization Act of 2012, which in my humble opinion is very detrimental, particularly to small ag producers. That's just my opinion, and $1.50 will get you a cup of coffee, but that's the way I see it. So if you like what we're doing, subscribe to us. Hopefully we'll be getting back to work. I've got something going on next week. Videos may get a little thinner next week, but after that, hopefully there'll be quite a few more. But we're going to get in here and clean everything up and sit by the fire. So if you like what we're doing, subscribe to us, comment, let us know what you think, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.